pre-market analysis, will be analyzing the Euro USD pair for the whole weekly analysis. So let me share my chart so that I can be able to present to you. Okay, just a minute. Okay, guys, so today is our first, is one of our, it's been a long time since we did our pre-market analysis, and for today I wanted so that we can share our forecast and our weekly analysis. Let's learn from each other. And you are all open to if you have some question, you can just type down in the book, in the chat box. I will answer it later. So hope my screen is visible just a bit. Just a bit, I confirm my screen is visible. Oh, AJ,
Nakusikia.
so anze na nini fundamentals kwanza kiasi.
Sawa sawa.
Sawa.
Okay, so nishare screen yako ama nishare screen yangu ama naona umeshare screen yako.
Oh.
Okay. Bro, I suggest tuanze na fundamental analysis. So yeah, we're going to look at to break down kila kitu yenye tuko nayo, but my focus will mostly be on the USD pairs peke yake. So zingine ni bado watu wanataka kujoin. I wish there's someone who can help me to admit them. Anyway, so on Tuesday, which is tomorrow, we have ISM service PMI. I'll just highlight them, then I'll try and explain after I've seen what we have. Yeah, the same Tuesday we have job openings, and we also have on Wednesday we have unemployment claims, 4:30 p.m. West African time. Then after there we have on Friday we have NFP. It will be on 6 p.m. So you can try and break down and try to understand what each list means and how it will be of significance to us. So when you look at ISM, which stands for Institute of Supply Management Reports, this report reports so many things, including the employment rate being one of them. And the reading is very useful when it comes to when it is released period to the day of NFP. Sometimes tutapata NFP release zinakuwa released, then maybe the following week ndio tutakuwa na na ISM, yeah, but it is of more significance when it is released period to the day of NFP juu away in one or the other. And usually what we want to monitor in ISM service peer on ISM, it's something we call the monthly changes. It shows either the increase or decrease of employment rates in non-manufacturing sectors. Yeah, and we have the release whereby we have the forecast whereby they are expecting it to be 53.0, and the previous one was 53.6. So it's a decline there. No, this one was for November. For this time round, the previous one was 51, and they are forecasting it to increase to 52.2. So you're going to look at how it will in the market. Then you have the same day you have job openings. Yeah, and job openings, you can see the previous was 9.55 m, and their forecast is 9.3. So it's a decline. And one thing you need to understand about job openings is the percentage change. Kuna that percentage change, yeah, that decrease ama the increase. So the percentage change in these claims can tell you what the unemployment situation looks like. And when you have a positive percentage shows that unemployment is increasing, or that you are expecting weak NFP report. But when you have a negative percentage decrease, this one shows that unemployment is dropping, thus expecting a strong NFP. And for this case, you can see that at least, okay, for this case, tunaona there's a decline. So you can see there's a decline because they're expecting it to decline to 9.3. Yeah, the percentage there shows that the NFP report might be a bit stronger. Yeah, and then we have, what other news do we have? We have an unemployment claims. Where the case reported to 18,000, and their forecast is 221. Then you have I saw ADP somewhere. Oh yeah, on Wednesday we have ADP non-farm employment change. And ADP, for those who don't know what ADP is automatic data process, and it's a private company that works with many US company to offer online payroll and human resources. Things like taxes, tax compliance, benefits, administration, and more. So basically, it's a mini NFP release, just release that just that it does not cover the whole economy. Yeah, and under these job claims, unakwanga na hii website yao, it's called ADP employment rate, whatever. There's something here I want us to pay attention to. If you check on their site under services, this is services here. Under services, you can see we have trade, transportation, and utilities. Nearby, we have a rise of that 5,000. You can also maybe check on goods. Under goods, we have natural resource and mining, decline of 1,000, construction, manufacturing, an increase of 3,000. Okay, under services, hapa trade, transport, and utilities, it's an increase. Inaonyeshana there will be a positive move in the on the day of NFP release. And my view on this, what has led to increase in this trade and transportation and utilities is due to the fall of oil prices. As when oil prices get down, it reduces the cost of production, one or the other, which in return leads to hiring more people in transport and yeah. And we all know that fuel prices directly determine the production cost. Then if you now check on Friday, whereby we have NFP release, we are expecting, as I said, and this rise inaandamana na whatever thing you have discussed there, whereby uh, if at all this forecast will come, will come the way it is as the actual data, then that means it's a good factor, and this one will favor the dollar. So of course we are expecting things like gold to do what, to drop and stuff. Yeah, so I think nimeexplain kila kitu vizuri. Yeah, Brian, you can take not
Okay, thank you, AJ, for sharing for us for the our fundamental analysis. So I want to deep straight into the technical analysis. So this is our weekly time frame, and currently our swing is bearish now. As you can see that our swing is bearish, and our internal order flow has currently shifted bearish. So after no, what can we expect now? We can expect for our internal pro trend and maybe target the week swing, because now we have mitigated the zone that is above the EQ of the range, and after mitigation of the range, there was actually the internal shifted bearish. So this is our weekly candle currently right now. After mitigating, after the actually this is the like the range of the internal range, and this is the pivot zone. So as you can see, the swing actually it's the one that got mitigated, but this zone also above here currently unmitigated. So we can just wait for a confirmation, maybe so that we can short. But currently, what did we have in our because currently I think maybe if these zones, these can be a sweep if we can, but we have some buy side liquidity of so this is our inducement above here, so that we can sweep the zone above and mitigate the extreme zone so that we can short. So this can become our buy side liquidity. So as for now, we have just mitigated the weak zone of the this candle it had a sweep actually. So after mitigation a sweep, then now we can maybe assume for a new, maybe for just a small pullback, then we can target the weak internal structure. This is currently our, but we're waiting for the daily close, for the weekly to close, so that we can have trading foreign. So next we dip into, because as you can see the weekly internal is bearish. So what next? Let's check the daily time frame. Okay. Let's check the daily time frame. So what do you have on our daily structure? So currently on our daily, as you all can see that swing is bullish actually. The swing is bullish on our daily time frame, and also our internal structure, it's also bullish, and but now we have a choke. So choke is just as it's signaling us that because we have mitigated a zone also above the Q in the daily time frame, and also in our weekly time frame we had mitigated a zone that is above the Q of the weekly range, and now in our daily also we have mitigated a zone above the EQ of the range that had an inducement below actually. So our inducement was actually valid because after mitigation we had some reaction showing validating our inducement zone, then they were taken out, then actually mitigating the actual zone above, and now we have a choke. And now, so after having our show, we can confirm that this is our weak internal. But what are we anticipating for? It's that we can take out our, maybe we can have the strong internal taken out. We can take out first the strong internal, then now pull back for a pro trend. Yeah, but so that we can confirm that the internal is really bearish. But as for now, we just have a chalk. Yeah, nothing more on the daily time frame. So our narrative actually starts in the H4. Now H4, okay. So in the 4 hour time frame, what do we have now? As you all you can see that our 4 hour time frame has actually shifted bearish, because this was the move that we were expecting for it last week, since last week Friday. That but on last week Friday it just had a candle close, a week close. So we are not sure that we wanted a confirmed candle close below this zone, below the because this mapping is it's not, it's a conservative mapping. The chalk is it the chalk is the only the aggressive mapping that we apply. So this is our chalk line because we had an inside bar over here. So this will be the fractal high, but there's actually the fractal high above it. So if we have now currently our swing is bullish and our internal is also bullish, so we can wait for the chalk to be taken so that we can have a confirmed weak internal right down here. But for as for now, we have no enough information so that we can validate maybe a pullbacks at the internal pullback so that we can test the pro trend. So because you have to identify our range first by so chalk is what will make us to start identifying our range so that we can know the zones that we are targeting, because you want to trade from the zones above the Q, because those are the most high probable trades zones actually. So let's go into our, because now we can see that our swing is bearish, internal is bearish. Price has mitigated a valid daily time frame sweep supply zone, and the internal structure has shifted bearish. We can now confirm that swing pullback has come to an end if we have a chalk to the upside. So this, maybe now we have the chalk to the upside, so that we can have a nice pullback into these zones and maybe we can short, because all you can see there's some nice zones above here, because this is the extreme zone, the inside bar, and it's actually yeah, it admit all the criteria because it's the extreme POI that may hold price before an order flow shift, and also it's engulfed and it's premium priced also. But so this zone is actually like a low probability because the inducement of the zone above, because we had some equal highs at this zone here. So we may expect to see some more. Don't know what's going to happen. The market is full of uncertainties, and as you can see that we had a flip from this point. Also, this zone cannot, because it's at the Q of the zone. We just have to wait for the first so that we can identify our range. So without wasting our time, let me go to the MTF, our M15. So this is where all of our trades from now. This is the point that we have to identify our trades and the period that we select for the LTF execution. So currently, as all we can see that our internal is bearish. After the internal was bearish, we had a new range, and this was the on Fridays, this was our range. So after this we had a pullback, we had a choke at this point. So there was a pullback into the zone in the premium, and we got mitigated and internal shifted bearish, and we confirmed that now our swing pretenders is starting now. And we traded, and today on Monday we took out this low and we had a confirmed candle close below, and now this is our new breakout structure. Wait, this is our new breakout structure actually. So this is our new breakout structure, meaning that our internal is bearish actually. Our internal is bearish. This is the MTF boss. because our swing is also it's bearish. So right now we have a new range. Because we had candle close some few minutes ago, or some few hours ago, we had candle close below. Now we just have to wait for the pullback, and because this was the fractal low, this was the fractal low, and gosh, after a pullback, the fractal low was taken out, giving us a new high that has not yet that has.
Amount. There's someone whose his hand is raised up. Don't know if you are okay when when he asks the question. Ama auliza maswali after amaliza. I don't know how you prefer it to be done. There's a question in the chat box as well. So sijui utajibu maswali after amaliza.
After nimemaliza, acha nimalize kwanza, nitarudi tu hapo hivi tu. So as for now we have a fractal low, because now when the fractal is pulling back, and we may expect when we have a choke, or our fractal high being taken out, we may expect for a pullback. Now we'll have our weak internal. So because as for now we have not confirmed, we have not yet confirmed our weak internal, so we'll just have a pullback, maybe into the. So what's my range currently now? But yet I've not yet defined my range, because yet I don't have a chalk yet. So what's my range? Because this was the head that took out the low. So I just drop my Fibonacci from that point to the lowest part. As for now, currently, maybe by the Asian session, maybe by tomorrow, the London session, maybe we'll be approaching at the POI above the zones, because this is the extreme POI before the internal order flow shifts bullish. And now for today, let's trade. So because today actually this was the point that Asian low was actually, this was the point that we had the Frankfurt open, and the, yeah, this was the point that we had the this color is too embarrassing. Okay, whatever this sentence. So at this point we have the Asian close. So as you can see, the Asian low was swept, and now maybe what did you expect? Any value type of entry model. So there are some types of Asian model that we're expecting today, but the market just pulled back, and maybe I was expecting for this zone to be mitigated, or these zones, but the market came and had a new plans, a new range, because the range was actually mitigated. Let's say that the range of the whole of this zone got mitigated and had a sweep, in fact. But as you can see that after this we had a failed reaction actually at this point, because expect this one to hold. It had some reaction and it failed. Now then it came and had a sweep at that point. After just having a sweep, now we had a new POI that we are expecting to short from. So this was the new POI that we're expecting after, because now we had this was the sweep actually. Confusing, I'm sorry. This was our MTF PBL fail. This was our MTF point before liquidation. Yeah, it failed. Now we wanted it had a good corrective pullback into the POI, and maybe we expected a liquidity entry model at this point so that we can short. But because now this was our, let's say, was our zone that got swept, and now we had an MTF entry model actually. So the market pulled back, mitigated, and took out the low. And if you are lucky to have a trade over here, an entry model, you could have just taken your trade from me and target to take out the weak internal at that point. But for now, we have a new range, maybe now from tomorrow. Now, let me see. This zone above here, it's high probability, since there's some inducement below. This is the inducement below this one. So there's just some little liquidity pile up at that zone, giving us some buy side liquidity, just a bit. Yeah. So this one it has an inducement, but the zone below does not have any inducement. So we know what kind of entry model we will be expecting at this point because you don't have an inducement. So we expect maybe some further liquidation. Yeah, maybe some further liquidation. We don't know. But yeah, for this zone to hold, you have to see a further liquidation. But for this point, just because we have stopped the MTF liquidation, you just expect to see the market LTF order flow shifting bearish by, let's say, having the one of the basic liquidity entry model one. Okay, then so these are the one of the things you'll be expecting tomorrow, because now this one has already failed, and this was our HTF POI. Now we can expect a pullback, and maybe you can trade the, because you can have a choke here. Maybe from the this maybe this will be the Asian trade, so we can have a pullback and maybe trade it. We have a nice price delivery trading to the zones above. Yeah, maybe you have some just nice trades so that you can deliver price into the trade into the zones above. Yeah, actually. So this is what I'll be expecting now from tomorrow, because we are done with the weekly, with the daily, and the HTF zone, and now this is the M15, one of the lower time frame, that this is the middle time frame that we use for execution. So I think for today I'm done with the Monday analysis. So let AJ continue with the gold pre-market analysis.
Okay, unaweza jibu maswali zao kwanza. There's someone with a question who at least
Okay,
in
okay.
his
Let me check those questions. Okay. Umesema? Okay, so Titus asks the question that which time frame do you use as a swing, internal, and fractal kindly? So actually, Titus, each time frame I treat it differently, because from the weekly time frame I must have my fractal structure that will give me my internal structure, and the internal structure now will give me a new swing structure. So that is how I, from the LTF to the HTF, those are each time frame I treat them differently. Yeah, because I must see the shift of structure from point A to point B. So I need to consider each time frame and differently. Yeah. Any other question?
Nathan. You can
You
unmute.
can unmute your
Na
mic.
Nathan.
Oh, I wanted to ask about your USD. Are you bearish or bullish for the rest of the week?
For the rest of the week now.
Mm.
Okay. Hope we are discussed, because for the rest of the week I'll be expecting a pullback on the, because as for now I'll be expecting to be bearish for the week, because we have
Oh,
confirmed that now our swing structure, our higher time frame. So this is the time that now I want to see realignment of structure from the higher time frame to the lower time frame, so that now I can trade the pro trend from the swing. Yeah, because I need to start from the highest time frame, that is the weekly time frame, to the daily time frame. Both of
mm-hmm.
them we are internal are bearish, and the swing. So I want to trade the swing pro trend in the weekly time frame. So for the
Oh,
rest of the week I'll be expecting to be
and I have
bearish.
another question.
Okay.
Do you treat each time frame differently?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Any other
Thank you.
question? Okay.
No, no.
Any other question?
There's another person whose his hand was up. I don't know.
Nathan.
Ilikuwa nani? Not Nathan. There's another person. Ni kama alitoka. Anyway,
Sorry about that.
So AJ, you can just continue with the gold analysis. So Titus Mutemi has a question. You can just unmute. Titus, you
Titus,
can just mute your
you
mic.
have that.
Yes, I was asking about the time frame that you use as swing, internal, and fractal.
Swing internal fractal.
Yes. You said weekly, daily, and mint 15, huh?
Yeah. No, actually, every day for the every week I start my on Monday I'll start analyzing from the weekly time frames. That it's because it's the open of a new weekly candle. So I have to consider what happened the previous week. So then mostly every day I'll just be confirming with the I'll start my analysis from the daily time frame. Well, get my zones and I start then from the daily time frame I go down to the H4 that are so H4 is where I'll get my zones to trading from, and I treat each time frame differently, but I have to consider starting from the highest time frame to the lowest so that I can see the how the market is flowing from the higher time frame. So daily I'll just do its markup only from the internal to from the fractal to internal to the swing. I have to be considerate in each and everything because the weekly time frame will give me an information that I will require to use it in the daily time frame because that's where I need to get my some answers from because you can't just start trading from the MTF and you don't know the direction of the market. You have to see the overall direction of the market so that you can HTF, and that is the 4 hours. Then the 4 hour zones are the M15 POI. That's now I'll use the LTF structure to look for a valid liquidity entry model according to if I had a inducement zone or I never had, because with the inducement zone I know the type of entry model that I'll be expecting, but without an inducement also I know the type of entry models I'll be expecting. Yeah, they're a bit different because I want to see some liquidity playing part in the market, and you have to be considerate in each and every liquidity key point. Yeah. So I think I'm done. Yeah. AJ, you can continue.
Okay. Titus, I can see your hand up. Do you have any question or any comment? Okay.
No. I just put it down. I had only that one question.
Hope my screen is visible from your end, guys. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Bran, for sharing your insight and your focus. So, yeah, I'll also share mine, which I'm doing right now, right away. And we'll be looking at gold and how price action is playing around there. I'd prefer we start on the weekly chart. Yeah, we look what exactly do we have or how exactly was the market how exactly has the market been behaving. So yeah, I'm on my weekly chart, and I hope everyone can see my screen. And on the weekly chart, we are bullish, like we are on an uptrend. And let's focus on the current price action, starting maybe from these points here. Let me mark them. Starting from this low here. Yeah, so you're going to start analyzing from this point here. Whereby we had this row, price traded, the upside dropped, went up, dropped. Now it has created another high, which symbolizes that generally we are bullish on gold. So I'm not going to mark my structures on a different frame, but let's look at the daily time frame. What we have. Yeah, you can see on daily time frame the structure it's aligning with the weekly time frame, because we are also bullish on the same. So let me show you my structures here, and look how our price has been trading along. So we are going to focus on a small range. Our small range being this strong row here, strong swing which we had here, that was created on March. Then we had this order block here, which has been hold price, and gave us a what? Gave us this chart that you're seeing here. So basically, after we had this weak swing here, which led to this pullback, we had the first break of structure, we had the second break of structure, the third break of structure. Then price came and traded back to this zone here that we had here below our strong swing, and it was not our strong swing was not violated. That means that the bullish trend was still to continue, since the row was not violated, and which means that if at all you took this trade from this point, then that means a sell was supposed to be. So yeah, this was our pullback after after we had this strength, this pro trend here. So on this after the end of this pullback, what indicated that it is the end of this pullback was this church here that was formed here. You see this line here. Let me mark it. This church. Here this church line. Yeah, it led to change in market trend from now bearish to bullish. Then we had this what other break of structure here. I'm trying to map it in a new way. I hope everyone saw the structure that I've sent earlier. Nilikuwa nimetuma this structure. We had this zone here, this order block. Nikituma this setup, it was not mitigated yet, and and then we had this weak swing. It wasn't yet mitigated, and we were expecting, since we are on a pro trend, we expected this weak swing to be violated. Then we try and look for trades, either to trade now the pullback, then we move to the downside. Like, let me show you. Yeah, after the weak swing has been violated, we trade the pullback, then we do what? Then we maybe continue with the normal trend. But now let's see on our H4 we had. Apart from that, we had these demands here, whereby we had this inside bar, which helped us to hold the price on daily time frame. Then the upside, and I hope it got tapped. Yeah, it was tapped. I can see it was tapped. We had this. We have now on the daily time frame. We have this demand here. Maybe we'll go try and find it on the on 4 hour time frame. So let's look what we have on 4 hour time frame and see. We hide this development. On the 4 hour time frame, we see that we were bullish for a very long time. Whereby we had this first break of structure, break of structure, break of structure, break of structure, break of structure. So that means we have been violating this surprise that we initially had before this buy side liquidity was taken out. We had this surprise here. We had this supply here. We had this one here. We had this one here, and they have all been violated already. But now, for these two supplies, as any major any significant loss, since we didn't have a pullback on the first one. Yeah, and it's okay. So on 4 hour time frame, remember, I remember I sent this analysis when it was somewhere here, and I said I wasn't expecting much. It was last week because we had not taken out the week swing, and we said we'll be waiting to take out the week swing. Then from there, we trade a pullback so that we may be looking to violate this surprise here zenye ziko hapa currently. Then when the week swing is violated, you just don't buy. You first have to wait and look at pay attention on 4 hour time frame and 15 minutes time frame and see price breaking that swing. Sorry. Wanted to see this is the swing, the black line here. Wanted to see price breaking that swing height there. Then, since you are now trading a pullback, want to see a chart whereby price will drop. Then from here, we can try and look for significant zones whereby we can try and short from that point, so that we can do what? We can look to violate this surprise. Remember, our main aim, since we are bullish, is not to violate the not surprise but demands. It's not to violate the surprise that are above there, but now to violate these demands. Now because that you are trading what the pullback, and it exactly happened. Bye bye. Let me open my daily mark. Don't know what I'm telling you. So you can see the weak swing here, the one that I'm talking about. This one here. Now it was broken. Was it yesterday or today? It was today. No, it was on Friday, I think. Because remember, price closed slightly above somewhere here. Then today, this is what happened. Yeah. So this is the swing that I'm talking about, which is violated. So from this point, what I'm exactly now expecting, now that I already have our swing violated, let's map our current swing structure, our current strong row, and the weak the the weaker internal structure to the upside. So that means this one here will be our current row. This will be a strong swing. A strong internal swing. Then I want us to pay keen attention on what exactly happened here. Before this price dropped here, dropped down to this point, we had this line here, which was supposed to be our choke line. I expected it to be violated. Ndio now sasa we try to look for shots from that point, and of which exactly happened that way. Imefanyika saizi jioni, I think around 4 p.m. So we had this church. So that means now we can map our weak swing here. Under this weak swing on a weak internal swing. So since we have now our strong internal swing, we have our weak internal swing, can now draw a fib. Yeah. We now have a full structure, by the way, a complete structure. Not on this one. On this one, yeah. By this point here is our EQ. Let's see. Yeah, this point here is our equilibrium. So we can now trade this. We can now trade this this pullback before we move to the upside. So let me save this. On M15, what do we have? Oh, and by the way, since we want to look for, continue bullish on the daily time frame, we want to continue the bulls. The 4-hour time frame have to turn bearish at the same time. For the 15 minutes time frame, it also has to turn bearish ndio to trade the pullback, and that's exactly what is happening here. Let me consolidate this chart here and look exactly what we have. So there's this chart line here tulikuwa tumechora huko kwa 4 time frame, which we expected it to be violated, ndio tukwena. Now we can target to violate these demands here before we continue on our upward trend. We have this church line here. Hope everyone can see it. Let me map them. So kwa hii church line hapa, what you are, let's pay attention on where exactly the market price is. I want us to pay attention on this point here, where we are currently at. I want us to pay attention on this point here, where we are currently at. So I want us to look for a significant zone that has been tapped and mitigated by these weeks of this candlestick. You see what exactly is that. So I'm just going to zoom back to previous market analysis, price action, and we can see we have this one here. We had this inside bar here, which I've marked it. Then we had this Rafilafi reaction here. Itachukua ikiwa zone yote. Though that, now this one, it will not be of any significance, but let's put it to that point. Yeah, it is of no any significance to us, so let's just delete it. So in this inside bar here, this a significant zone in hapa. Price came, tapped on that inside bar, yeah, then started to pull up upwards, and that led us to have this buy side liquidity, the one that I've named here as X. Apart from that, let's look for something else down here on the previous price action, whereby we had this break of structure, internal break of structure here, and this break of structure led to this what? To this significant zone here, this demand. Apart from that, since now we had this break of structure, we had this now this row here. So if you are to press our feed, ingeweka hapa ndo tuangalie the QE, the equilibrium point. Now, exactly we're going to do. Okay. Anyway, let's go back to this point here, to our current price action where we are. Under this price action, we had this mitigation, this buy side liquidity here. Then we had this failed PBL here. When I'm magnetic, just remove it. And we had this zone here. I expected actually may happen, come happen so easy. The last time I was checking this thing, so what I expected price to drop to maybe this level here, come mitigate this demand, then we have a failed reaction here, then we pull to the upside, we come and try and mitigate either these price zones here. Yeah, there are so many. Then so that we can drop, because that one has not happened. So actually now going to remove this zone here. And if that was to happen, what I expected us to maybe have, if at all we are going to take bulls, maybe tomorrow, for those people who trade, who are day traders, yeah, we could tungekuwa na a very good bulls here if that reaction happened, and our target could have been our extreme surprise there, over there, and someone would ask, why not target this surprise here? The reason is because where this price action was at, it's at a very extreme a very extreme demand. That's why we need to target the supply that's above there, so that then we can drop now, wait for maybe price to do its thing there, so that we can now short, targeting what? Let me clone these things. trying to look for shorts to target now these demands zenye ziko unmitigated here. But now we are not looking forward to violate this strong swing here. After now the price has come to that point. Let us go to H4 first. So and this daily one. Yeah, after we mitigate all these surprise, then that's the time that we are going to buy now for long term, since we will now be trading the pro trend now, and our aim now will be to hit these weak internal structures there. So that's what I'll be looking at this week to see what price will give me tomorrow. That one will determine the overall direction. But what we can see, or what we have learned, is that the general market trend is aligning with our fundamental analysis. Since we concluded, but that by the end of this week we are anticipating that NFP will the forecast will be true, or more than that, and that one will lead to a stronger dollar, which in return will lead to weaker gold USD and something like Euro USD. Yeah, that's it. Unless there's someone with a question, then you are free to unmute yourself and ask. Otherwise, I have nothing else to add at that point.
Hey, about this week kuna events tunafaa kudiscuss. Kwanza kesho, hebu yeah, I believe mnanisikia, naona microphone hapa ina dance. So I wanted to share my screen, naonyesha kalenda ya events tuna expect kesho and what you are supposed to do. Okay. Oh, nice. So window which ngojeni kiasi. Yeah, let's check here. Yeah. So wait, I believe mnaona, si ndio? Yeah, so hizi ndio events tuna expect this week in general. Za kesho cha tuangalie za kesho specifically. Let's do that. So kesho kwanza kuna Reserve Bank of Australia. Their interest rate decision na kam kesho. Ngoja leta zote. So as usual hiyo inakonga like almost a guarantee that things will go well, because monetary policy yao inakonga kind of predictable and it's easy to know what price will do based on easy numbers. Okay, ukiangalia chart utakosa setup kesho asubuhi and nitawatumia setup nikipata. Yeah, so lakini hiyo si important. Hata unaweza kuwa umelala na itakupita tu, shida. So the other major events you are getting throughout the day, hizi for now unaweza achana nazo, hizi za euro to skip to direct to hadi za USD. Kuna PMIs zinatoka kesho, hizi za S&P Global, hizo usually hazikwangi a big deal. The big deal inakonga hii ya ISM, the Institute of Supply Management. ISM non-manufacturing PMI, this is the services
PMI, and when it indicates the level of economic activity in the US economy. So prices huwa inakwanga like a leading indicator of inflation, na inakwanga very high, usually inakwanga very high. Another major one is employment. Yeah, unaona sai iko 50, it's expected to drop. Okay, sai expectation kwa blank, lakini labda kesho asubuhi expectations zitakuwa. So this one, I don't want to tell you it's not important, but I can tell you it's not going to be much of a big deal. Kama that is if these numbers zitatokea round to the estimates. Estimates go blank, unfortunately, but unaona for the whole services sector as a whole, the estimate is above the previous reading. So the market is generally expecting an increase in activity in the services sector. So, and then there's the JOLTs job openings. You remember, I keep talking about this quite a few times. Inakwanga a measure of labor demand. Like job openings, usually they tell you what to expect come NFP, and usually, yeah, the monthly change in number of jobs. So unaona sai the estimate is 9.3 million openings. Now it's below the previous reading. So this slowdown in labor demand itakuwa okay. Suppose this number comes out according to the estimate, below, yeah, just below the estimate, according to the estimate, that's going to indicate a drop in labor demand. Now, unajua that what that means? That's kind of good news for the US economy, which is bearish for the dollar because expectations are rate cuts zinakuwa increased. Hey, wacha tusicheck hiyo website sahi. Si mnajua hiyo website ya CME where you check the interest rate expectations for the US. Yeah, hizo expectations ndio usually they move the markets a lot when during a week like this. Alafu pia kuna wacha niseme hiyo. Anyway, back to here. So labor demand ikitokea kadogo, you can expect pia na huko kwa NFPs there will be a lower reading, probably lower than expected. So yeah, NFP iko hapa. Non-farm payrolls, the market is expecting 180k jobs added. The previous reading was 150k. So this is a bit optimistic, lakini considering hii season tunaingia, no, these are November numbers. Yeah, hii season ya huko mwisho usually numbers zinakuanga very strong juu, yeah, spending inakuanga generally higher during the festive seasons. So pre-employment usually causes a pick up. Though it's still going to be interesting to watch out and see vile itatokea. Of course, you can expect a lot of volatility here, and these numbers zikitokea below the estimates, that's going to be bearish for the DXY, and because that raises hopes for interest rate cuts sooner. Yeah, something else other than hiyo ya Friday na ya Tuesday. Oh yeah, on Wednesday kuna on Wednesday kuna IDP. Usually kwangi important sana, but inakuwa important to monitor the report itself. Sasa sector on a sector by sector basis. Alafu there is the Bank of Canada interest rate decision in important counter trade Canadian pairs. You definitely need to be on the lookout for that one, because interest rate decisions, monetary policy decisions, currently they have been affecting the markets a lot over these recent 2-3 years. Pia next year pia zitakuwa important. Sijali, lakini nikitoa video next, okay, video na podcast next about easy interest rates you will see what I am talking about. Anyway, other than hizo za Wednesday, Thursday hakuna event kubwa. Yeah, just the usual jobless claims na some readings hapo za euro, lakini mi wasishughuliki na hizo. Pia kuna GDP ya Japan. Well, hizi Asian pairs zinakuanga very tricky kuzitrade, especially Japanese yen, because yeah, it's very volatile in all the wrong ways. So alafu Friday, then other than employment report, Friday also kuna hizi inflation expectations. As you remember, this is a sentimental release. Isn't it quantitative? Like it says just concrete data on number of jobs added. This is a quantity. Again, this is a qualitative data because it's a sentiment of expectations in the next 1 year, in the next 5 years. So kwanza juni inflation expectations usually inakuanga very important, and they usually at this time usually kunakuwa na very good stuff to watch out for. So other than that, no, hakuna kitu ingine naweza sema. Mambo ya charts ushaonyesha hizo, jipanga vile mtafanya, lakini hizi mambo za news this week ni important you be on the lookout, especially kama una trade dollar pairs. There are unaweza pata tu off guard, so watch out for that. Na ni hivyo, umemaliza.
Thank you Kremo. But before umeacha kushare screen yako, Henry, there was someone alikuwa na request nini afanye DXY analysis. Could you please do that?
Mambo ya DXY chini ya yeah. Kitu imeanza kushia kweli? I don't think so. So DXY, with this one I prefer the daily chart. Like sasa hizi macro trends zinakuanga very important for me and vile trading system yangu inafanya kazi. It's important to look at the macro trend because hizi reversal points usually they come during siku za important economic releases. So vile iko, of course, vile interest rate expectations inaanguka, it's expected the dollar index will continue declining. Lakini there is something else. There are things called bonds, and I'm sure you know about them. Zile government bonds, kina 2-year notes, 10-year bonds, 30-year bonds. Hizo ni very important pia, and they really affect the strength or weakness of the dollar. So currently wacha tuangalie hii bila mambo mengi. Tuendelee hiyo. So I expect price it shook like to these levels because to complete this whole setup, as you know, usually this is what, and I believe this is what price does during such a scenario. It's after he low imekuwa found, it comes to refresh this high. This time the impulse wasn't big enough to make sure the momentum wasn't strong enough to refresh hizi highs na huku, lakini ikaanza kuanguka. So far so last week, yeah, I don't think last week we got any major release, so unaona movements zilikuwa tudogo, lakini towards the end of last week some things happened, and yeah, leo asubuhi you heard about the war, na pia sure if nyie hamjaona. There's something cha tuangalie. No. US US 10-year. So this is the yield. Naambia pia hii time frame ni yetu ya daily. So as you can see, there is a trend here similar to what the DXO is doing, and this is what naambia to say that this movement in these bond yields, they are also affecting movements in the dollar index, which in turn ina affect hizo currencies zingine, sana sana the euro versus the US dollar. So for now currently, vile price inasonga, you can expect maybe hapo or somewhere here. Kwanza here, this level ya hapo ndo inakaa kuwa more solid. Kama downtrend iko, kama hii downtrend, the greater downtrend is sustainable, price maybe inaweza kosa kupick up sana, alafu hapo Friday tunaweza pata some volatility, price ianze kuanguka, inaweza kosa kuwa strong kama hii siku. Hii siku ni siku ya CPI, Tuesday 14 November. This big red candle ilikuwa siku ya CPI, and you can see vile momentum ilikuwa strong. Alafu hii siku tena ilikuwa siku ya NFP. Sasa NFP za October released on November, the first Friday of November. Ilikuwa NFP katoka price ikakuja ikaanguka hivyo clean, a small retracement, CPI ikakuja ikiendeleza move, alafu hizo ndio zinakuwa the major releases every month. So yeah, they usually produce these big moves and give price momentum for the rest of the month. Unaona the whole of November price ilikuwa too bearish. So on Friday pia hizo NFP numbers, they are very important to look out for this reason. Je, pia sasa itakupea the bias, the correct bias you should have for trading hizo pairs unataka kutrade, na the euro versus the US dollar kutoka for the rest of this month actually. So unaona Friday kwa hapa round hapa, so unaona hapa this is like a small retracement, alafu Friday ikifika price ianguke, it might not refresh this low depending on numbers zitatoka. Of course numbers zikitoka 150k same na ya previous, alafu hizo readings zingine zikuwe revised low, itapatia price more volatility, more momentum ya kuendelea kuanguka. By chance numbers zikitokea strong, well usually that's going to mean the dollar index itaendelea kukua bullish for some time, lakini when you kama ni kama mimi and the market works, utaona there are a lot of things you need to consider. Kwanza ukiangalia macro trends kama hizi, sinaona pia nimeonyesha mambo ya 10 year, pia tukiangalia 2 year yields and hizo bonds zingine in general, but they are not very important. Unachagua tu moja as a reference point. So pia hapa ndio naambia, ukitaka kujua what price is going to do for the whole of the month, just consider move ya NFP na move ya CPI, vile statistics zitatokea, they will guide you on what price is going to do. Lakini currently mimi niko bearish on this one for that reasons. Hizo numbers zinazotokea vizuri sana, numbers za NFP alafu CPI. So ni hivyo.
Okay, thank you very much Chimo for your insight. Yeah, I hope mwenye alikuwa ameuliza hiyo swali ni yake imekuwa imejibiwa. Ilikuwa comment. Then there was Calvin alikuwa ameuliza, so is the trend on the downtrend due to rejection on the monthly candlestick? Yes, but at the same time, no, because let me share my screen. We said that we want to trade the pullback itself. We already had the weak high taken out. Sasa tuna trade the pullback itself. So I think that's the major reason. Yeah, it may initiate to us becoming bearish or short term, ndio sasa we can continue with the buys. So hizo short term ni very small. Venye Kremo amesema that he's expecting the DXY ipande tu juu kiasi, then unfortunately it will drop. Maybe sasa hiyo kupanda it will initiate this surprise to be taken out, mitigated, then the moment price itafika siku sasa ya kwanza kulari kwenda juu, that's when DXY will do what, now go down, yeah, like that. So yeah, Kelvin, hope swali yako imejibiwa. And with that, I don't think I have anything else to add on that point. Yeah, so thank you very much for joining. Yeah, and we are looking forward to have these meetings maybe regularly, maybe twice a week we'll try. Yeah, maybe come up with the timetable or something that we're consistent, and with that we're going to be good. So have a good night, everyone.